everybody. I'm Mari-Lyn. This is the Conscious Spirit Podcast and Thursday Messages. So I'm going to show you 3 cards. You're going to choose the one you like. Maybe you like them all. I don't know. And then you'll receive a very general message from Spirit that is timeless whenever you happen to see this. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And these are just going to be messages for your highest good, maybe a little bit of entertainment. So before we show your cards, please like, subscribe, share, all of that great YouTube stuff. It helps us, it helps the algorithm, and helps us get seen. And we appreciate it. Also would love your comments, whatever you chose. And if it coincides with something you're currently working on in your life, always love to know that information. So here we go. Here are your cards. Hey, group 1, you chose the release card. Love the visual of this. I just love these cards in general. I haven't seen one yet that I don't really feel pulled to. So release. Typically, what I think of with release is healing. And it just turns out, now I did not do this on purpose. The card I got to go with this is the Viper card, which in this deck is around fear and healing, which go together really well. What I'm getting for you, group 1, is release the fear that you have around healing. There is something, this feels very specific for many of you. Something has been coming up and you have so much fear around looking at it. Maybe you feel like you're not going to survive looking at it again. You're not going to be able to recover from going back into that wounding. But that's false because you've stuffed it and you've pushed it away, and that keeps you in the wounding. It keeps you in the energy that is affecting your emotions and your behaviors and your thought processes. Where when you can release the fear that is holding you away from the healing, you can get in there, you can look at it, you can maneuver through it, and with that, you can release. And really, from the very outside surface, you can begin to heal. Now, there is some wounding that you can heal on your own. There is some wounding that you cannot. And whether your method of healing is in a group, is one-on-one therapy, is energy healing, completely up to you. But sometimes we do require an help. Yeah, sometimes we require help. Oh my gosh, hair, get out of my face. Sometimes we do require help when it comes to healing. And sometimes we need that help to get through the fear before we can even get to the healing piece of it. So this is what I'm getting for you, group 1. Most of you already know what's been coming up for you, what you need to look at, what you're pushing away. You don't want to do it. And release that fear. Jump in to that healing journey of whatever this wounding is that's holding you back. And then you can release that wounding through the healing process. Not sure what more I can say about that. So I'm not. I'm going to stop and would love to know what's happening, what's coming up for you that you now get to dig into and heal and maneuver through life in a different way because you're not carrying that energy anymore. Okay. Thank you, group one. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, group two. You have chosen remember. Now, the oracle card that's going with that is the whale. I did not plan this. I didn't search it out. The whale, imagination, emotional memory. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No coincidences here. So what I'm getting for you, group two, with the remember, with the whale card is remember who you are. Remember who you are without all the baggage. Remember who you are in your imagination. Remember who you are in your dreams, in your hopes. Remember who you are in those moments of pure joy, and even in those moments of pure fear. I didn't want to say that because it felt so odd. But for some of you, there has been a time in your life where you were in fear. And because of that fear, you looked in and you dug deep, and your authentic self is who emerged. And you're being asked to remember that person. Remember who you are at your core, who you are for everyone else. And this is for just a certain group of you to remember who you are for other people. Be that for yourself. Be that for yourself. That nurturing person, that caring person, that person that is full of compassion, not codependency, not fixer, just honest compassion and an earnest sense of wanting to help. And then be that for yourself. When we as humans, this is what's coming, and I know this to be true, when we as humans forget who we are, we become so anti-self. We beat ourselves up. We can sabotage ourselves. We forget that we are at the core pure love. We forget at the core that we are the most important piece of the puzzle for ourselves because we are the only thing that we have control over. We are the only thing in life that we can create thought for, that we can create meaning for, that we can have responsibility for. So remember who you are. especially in your imaginations, in your dreams, in those places of what if, not in fear. Although, like I said, some of you, when you get in fear, your authentic self emerges and you rock this world. But not the what if, oh, I can't, what if this happens? But the wonder of what if? What if I did this? What if I could? What if I did? That person, that is your authentic self reaching for the stars. And when you can remember truly who you are, you can do so much more good for yourself and so much good for others. So, what else is there, Spirit? Uh, Stop hiding in the depths. Stop hiding in the shadows and just come out into the world in your most authentic self and just be the love that you are. Yeah. That is my message for you, group 2. Remember, thank you and have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, group 3. You chose the card of trust. Yeah. So, no runes today. We have another oracle card, and we have the card of the crane. The card of the crane, dance, meditation. What also comes is movement and fluidity, flow, gracefulness, peace in neutral. Ooh, peace in neutral. Peace in neutral with the crane. And well, we've got to have trust if we're really going to find peace in neutral. Peace in neutral has so many different meanings. Over the years, Spirit has brought that phrase in so many different elements and in very different concepts in my life. Always, always, always. Peace in neutral requires trust every time. Sorry, my hair is just bugging me. I'll get over it. In addition to peace and neutral, with this trust card and the crane, there is this real feeling of want of connection, a wanting of taking time to slow down, taking time to appreciate the movement of life, to even appreciate the movement of our body. There's this sensation of a meditative dance, of slow movement, of connecting to the earth, connecting to yourself, your physical body, and your higher self. and leaning into trusting yourself. Now, typically, when trust comes in, sorry, when trust comes in, it's about trusting spirit. And while this is about trusting spirit, this is about trusting yourself. One and the same? Yes, absolutely. Because when we doubt ourselves, we doubt spirit unequivocally. But trusting the movement, trusting the rhythm, trusting the silence, trusting the stillness. There is an inner dialogue that you are being asked to learn, an inner dialogue of quiet thoughts, of rejuvenating, energetic, uplifting, but in a very quiet way. Peace and neutral, of finding that rhythm of really nothing, but just connection with self, with spirit, and with your body. I'm really, really uh, being drawn to Qigong, to Tai Chi. This is probably messaging for me, which is why this is coming up for me. And I love that when that happens, though, when I'm giving messaging and spirit's giving me personally a message. And that's exactly what this is. So I would very much appreciate to know if this message resonated for you and what kind of new practice are you being guided to start or to start again? Peace and neutral and trusting yourself. Sorry, I am very, very drawn to listening to spirit for myself, which is total ego because I'm here for you guys. So I'm going to get out of self right now and asking, what else does my audience need to hear around the trust and the crane, the motion and the movement? And again, what's coming with the peace and neutral is a new thought process to calm your brain, to bring a silence. Maybe it's a phrase, maybe it's a tone, a vibration, a certain song, a frequency. Yes, something definitely, though, to get you into a rhythm and to find that connection with self, higher self, human self. Okay, felt like I did a lot of repeating there, and again, would love to know if this resonated with you and what you're going to be working on. All right, thank you. Take care, everybody. See you next time. Bye.